All right. Hello, my fellow physical therapy and physical therapist assistant students. My name is Takuma Boya, and I'm currently the nominating committee chair-elect on the Student Assembly Board of Directors. And it is my pleasure to introduce and interview the candidates for the Director of Communications position for the 2021-2022 Student Assembly Board of Directors. So candidates, please start by introducing yourselves.
Sure thing. My name is Ethan Mitchell, and I'm a second-year student physical therapist at Angelo State University.
Hello, I'm Casey Schlotman. I am a first-year DPT student at the University of St. Augustine for Health Sciences.
Nice. All right, so we're going to head into the questions now, and we'll start with Ethan. So for the first question, what kind of uniqueness are you able to bring to the Director of Communications role that will make the Student Assembly want to be engaged and join the conversation?
Yeah, so I'm someone who is pretty goofy in general and not afraid to be myself when it comes to social media. So I love to be online and talk to the camera and have fun and connect with people through that way. I'm a content creator and I do have a personal brand on social media. I think that adds another layer to my uniqueness and even an extra platform to engage students. I'm pretty authentic about who I am in my physical therapy journey, the ups, downs, and the plateaus. I know students will relate to that, and with me being honest about who I am and showing not just the highlights like social media commonly does, I hope to be real about the issues that us students face. And hopefully that'll excite students to be a part of it and realize they're just as capable as me or anyone else to be a part of the conversation and get engaged with the physical therapy community.
Thank you, Ethan. All right, we're going to head on to the next question for you, Casey. So what issues do you think are at the top of students' minds, and how do you plan to bring awareness to those issues?
So yeah, right now when I'm talking to my PT school friends, people in my cohort, people who I engage with on social media, I think a lot of their concern comes from the financial end of physical therapy and the cost of physical therapy school, because it's such a rewarding career. And the people who are in this are in it for the good, and they want to be physical therapists to help people, but they are very concerned about how to navigate life after physical therapy school and the taking on the paying off loans while working full time. And it's a big responsibility. I think that, as well as working in physical therapy school and trying to still keep yourself afloat while you are engaged with school and everything else that you might be doing extracurricularly. So I think those two issues are two big topics that come to mind when I think of my friends who are also in school with me. And I'd love to bring awareness to that by bringing people who are in that position right now, who are paying off their loans, who are practicing clinicians, and who are really wanting to share their knowledge with PT students right now, and who can help to engage us and learn more about how we can be more confident going into the field and be more excited about what we're going to be doing and not have to really have that anxiety about the financial end of what's going to happen after physical therapy school.
Thank you, Casey. We're going to head over to Ethan again for another question. So on what platforms do you intend to broadcast the value of membership, and how can you improve the platforms that have been utilized in the past?
Yeah, so I think the APTA students have done an awesome job already so far, being engaging through Instagram, Twitter, and posting student socials on YouTube and just holding student socials in general. And I would think that'd be an awesome idea to continue in that direction. You know, where there's engagement, we should spend focus on, and where people will give the most love is a great place to broadcast a message and connect back with others. I know PT Twitter is a big thing, and I think that's a great place to have more in-depth conversations with nuance and just many different perspectives. And I think using Twitter commonly would be a great strategy, including things like polls to gauge student interests. For example, we could just ask, kind of going off Casey and her ideas with financial stress, and we could ask like, where do you have issues? And an option could be like, oh, financial stress, like mental health could be another issue. And like a third option, maybe too much classwork. And that would be a great way to gauge student interests. And in addition to the traditional social media, I think a way we could improve and build on what has already been created in an awesome way is to start pushing out more Instagram Reels. Those are a quick, pretty easy and awesome way to engage with people. You can make it pretty fun. And I know today short form content is in high demand. And I think that would be a very valuable tool to use to let student members know all the benefits APTA has to offer in a quick and entertaining fashion. And those are my ideas on what platforms to use and how to improve where we're at now.
Thank you for your response, Ethan. We're going to head back again to Casey. So next question is, how do you plan to ensure that you represent the ideas and needs of your fellow constituents?
Yeah, so I definitely think that coming from a small town, it's really hard to engage with the masses when your local community is so small. And I think that I've learned to really want to engage with people more on social media. So kind of going off of what Ethan said, using all of those platforms to make sure that people are being heard. And I think an advantage of that is some people don't want to speak up for themselves, not necessarily, posting videos and pictures themselves with their concerns, but maybe anonymously. So polls and things like that really help to get people engaged, even if they don't want to speak out themselves. So you get a big general idea of what people are concerned with, what their ideas are. And people have great ideas, and it only takes one poll to really engage with people and see what they are thinking about when it comes to physical therapy. There's so many students that I engage with in my cohort that have great ideas. SPTA at my school, we have great volunteer ideas, things like that, coming together as a community, not only with one university, but with them all, with the APTA students, just to reach out using the different platforms and making sure that everybody has a voice and that it's heard and that we can use to better the physical therapy community.
Thank you, Casey. So, all right, before we wrap up, we got to have at least one more question. So this is going to be our fun question that we want to add just so that people can get to know you both a little bit more. So fun question is, if you were a kitchen appliance, which one would you be and why? So we'll go back to Ethan for his fun question.
Okay. This one's a little bit of a dad joke, but I would be the fridge because I like to keep things pretty cool, pretty chill.
And if I were to be a kitchen appliance, I'd have to be an air fryer. They just do it all. And if you don't know what to do with what you have in the kitchen, just pop it in the air fryer.
I like both of those.
Yeah.
Those are great. So fellow students, thank you for joining us in this interview. These are the candidates for the Director of Communications for the 2021-2022 Student Assembly Board of Directors. All student members are able to vote between October 7th and November 6th on the candidate webpage, which will be found on apta.org. Thank you again for joining us, and until we meet again.